Hi, I'm Sierra Morris and this is Chucking the Chicks. In this video, I'll be talking about 5 tips for when you have too many roosters in your flock. When you're forming your flock, no matter how you acquire your first chickens, it's likely at some point you will have too many roosters. A rooster can reliably service 7 to 10 hens, meaning the eggs from those hens will most likely be fertile and viable. Too many roosters in your flock can result in excessive damage to your hens from being serviced too frequently, and inevitably, too many roosters will result in fighting between the roosters themselves, causing harm to one another or worse. You might not be able to keep roosters in your area and accidentally adopted one into your flock. Here are tips to consider if you find yourself with too many roosters in your flock. Consider expanding your flock if you reasonably can to include additional hens for your excess roosters. If it is a safe, practical, reasonable option for you, you can adopt additional hens for your excess roosters. Multiple roosters can coexist peacefully within the same flock if they have adequate resources, space, and mates. If you are already struggling with space and crowding issues for your flock, or you can't afford the cost of additional chickens, then this isn't a practical option for you. However, if you have the space, funds, and time to devote to a larger flock with multiple roosters, this can be a rewarding experience. It's also an option to create duplicate facilities, meaning 2 coops, 2 runs, etc., to maintain 2 separate flocks, each with their own respective rooster. You can create a bachelor pad for your excess roosters. A bachelor pad is when you create and maintain a separate coop and run solely to house a group of excess roosters. While for some, this is cost and space prohibitive, some backyard chicken owners choose to do this as the excess roosters retain value to them as sources of companionship and genetic diversity for their flock. In the instance where your primary rooster passes away or is no longer functional for whatever reason, a rooster from the bachelor pad can join the primary flock. Once isolated among themselves, a group of roosters will establish their own unique pecking order and be able to coexist peacefully provided their housing has adequate space, resources, and plenty of enrichment. It is important that the roosters are similar in size and age. It's also very helpful if they were part of the same brooder group. You can rehome your excess roosters. Poultry enthusiast groups and clubs, poultry message boards, social media, and other outlets all offer ways to reach people who want to adopt your excess roosters, either as flock members or as a food source. With the increased interest in backyard chickens, there are more options than ever to find people interested in acquiring roosters. While your extra rooster may not be a good fit for you, your rooster may be the perfect fit for another flock. Some individuals are even willing to adopt roosters as pets, as chickens are gaining popularity as companionship animals. You can locate a farm rescue or animal rescue willing to take your excess roosters. While this is an option, it's not one that should be relied on as your sole way of addressing excess roosters in your flock. Farm rescue organizations and animal rescues are overwhelmed with record numbers of unwanted animals, so while this is a possibility, it's one that's out of reach for most people. I'm including it because it is a possibility, but again, I stress that it shouldn't be relied on as your sole way of addressing excess roosters in your flock. As a last resort, you can cull or process and consume your excess roosters. My sincere hope is if you feel this is your only reasonable option, that you proceed with respect to the life of the animal and use humane, established practices. Some farm veterinary services for a small fee will offer culling services for ill or unwanted chickens. Culling or butchering a living animal requires both research and the proper equipment. Do not attempt to cull or butcher your excess roosters without first doing the appropriate research and acquiring the appropriate equipment. Culling or butchering a rooster with no prior experience without proper preparation may result in unusable meat, injury to you, and the needless suffering of an animal. There are safe, practical, humane ways to perform these tasks. The American Pastured Poultry Association, I'm not associated with this organization, but it does exist and they offer a variety of free online resources about this specific topic. There are also entire books available at your local library, your local bookseller, and online as well as other content creators devoted to the humane butchering and processing of chickens for the small-scale homestead. Please do your research about humane butchering or culling of chickens and acquire the appropriate equipment first. If possible, find an experienced local poultry owner who can help guide you through this process. I would like to emphasize I am in no way demonizing home meat consumption or home meat production. I think this can be done in a wonderful and humane way so that the animal only has one bad day and can result in a higher quality product, specifically in reference to meat chickens. The point that I'm trying to make is that the butchering and slaughtering of animals isn't funny, it's not a joke, and it's a very serious task with responsibilities associated with it. It's important to do this properly and in a humane way to honor the life of the animal if it's going to be consumed for meat or if it's simply going to be culled because there's no place for it in your flock. If part of your issue with your rooster is behavioral problems, or you feel like you would just like to have some more information before you make a decision about what you're going to do about your rooster or excess roosters, I have additional videos that I made all about roosters, and I'll be sure to include the links for those videos below in the description. Have you successfully dealt with excess roosters in your flock before? What solutions were right for you, your family, and your flock? Share your solutions for excess roosters below in the comments so we can all learn and grow from all of our different lived experiences. Do you have additional solutions or resources to help rehome roosters? Be sure to include that information too. Please keep your responses respectful to the life of the animals. Anyone who has actually had to participate in the culling or butchering of an animal won't make glib, distasteful jokes about it, so I will be monitoring those comments, so please contribute in a beneficial and productive, positive way. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of my current, new, and long-term subscribers. Small flocks and small gardens can save the world. Every flock of chickens grown in a backyard in the presence of a family with love, every small garden and container garden makes the world a better place. Thank you for everything you're doing here with me on the channel and with your own flocks, gardens, and container gardens all over the world. We would love to have you as part of our flock. Lots of love from our coop to yours. See you next time.